Hey guys, King of Charmass here. Today I'm your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today I feature you a 5-0 with a Walrein, Trev, and Escavalier. It was one of my top 3 Walrein teams. I like Excav in the back because it beats Obstagoon. You're also able to beat other fighters. And, well, yeah, Obstagoon, you beat Obstagoon. What else do you beat with it? Obstagoon, Drill Run has a lot of coverage. Megahorn can do big damage against a wide variety of things, and it hurts those Swamperts a lot, even though you really don't need to worry about Swampert because you have Trev and Walrein. So this Trev and Walrein are going to be around a lot, so you can expect to see them in a lot of teams, especially since they're so powerful. If you have an old team, you're probably gonna have to modify that team to be able to beat both Walrein and Trev. I played a few battles today. Actually, no, I've played like 2 or 3 sets today. And I can confirm there's Walrein and Trev everywhere. And my friends that are like other elos are like, yeah, they're everywhere. So use it or lose to it. It's really up to you. Or make sure they will lose to whatever you have by your discretion. But this does feature Walrein lead and Trev. That core is insanely strong. Yes, you could have core breakers, but at the same time, they're really freaking strong. And you'll just see why Trev and Walrein kind of like run Ultra Premier Classic now, and they're just really, really strong. Especially if you're used to like playing the mirror, or if you're used to like sack lead strats, because if you lose the lead Walrein, essentially you just have to sack into the lead and then try to have your back row go out, because it's likely likely they have an answer to your back row and the rock paper scissors effect starts happening. Or you really good at energy match, which you'll see here with a losing lead, and then you can go with shields down and ball out with Trev. Anyways, my mental health tip of the day is that make sure y'all drink water. I know I say that religiously. If you watch my Twitch streams back in the day, I'm going to start streaming again. I don't know, I'm having too much fun as a wrestling coach, and yeah, I'm really freaking busy. So streaming isn't really on my agenda right now, so I'm like, okay. But what I'm going to do, we'll see what happens, but my moniker is make sure you drink water, but it's also for a purpose. I have to hydrate a lot because I work out a lot, I coach kids, but I also do drills with them, and my varsity girl protege throws me around like a ragdoll, so I need to be hydrated, and I must make sure that I'm in tip-top condition. Also, here's why it's a mental health tip, because when you don't have a lot of water, your body's made out of 73, your brain is made out of 73% water, and your body's mostly made out of water. So when this happens, you can feel like you don't have a lot of energy, and you can it's also increased stress. You can get increased stress, and you're not just on your mind, but also your body. So guess what? When you don't have a lot of energy, not a lot of like stressful body, what does it look like? Depression. And not just regular depression, clinical depression. So make sure you are drinking water. Also, major depressive disorder, which happens to be clinical depression and everything related to it, also has to do with a lot of lack of food or water, which affects your body. So make sure you are regulating your body with a whole lot of water, or drinking the amount of. Everybody's body is different. Some people can drink this much water, or some people drink like a gallon a day, which there's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of benefits to either or, but just make sure you're drinking water and you don't get dehydrated. So make sure you have, I usually have like a gallon. So my personal formula, King of Charmass's personal formula, is that I have a gallon, and then it has 4 packs of liquid IV, which is a hydration supplement, which, yeah, liquid hydration basically. So it's like a liquid supplement. I also have 5 packs of Crystal Light because, you know, you need flavoring, and also it's got like that caffeine I need. So then my own little like pre-workout hydration kind of concoction, and then like a vitamin packet in there as well. So again, make sure you drink water, and I hope y'all enjoyed this shoutcast of this 5-0 featuring Walrein and Trevanent and this really crappy Escavalier. You'll see why it's really crappy. So here are the battles. As you see, Walrein and Trev is monstrous. We get a Muck versus Walrein, and this actually isn't that bad. So I'm kind of confused at why my opponent swapped out. Because, as you see, all we're going to do is lock in Trev into Machamp. You can comfortably eat a Rock Slide from the Shadow or the regular variation. Just make sure you don't eat 2, because 2 will suck a lot. As I'm just going to go straight Seed Bomb. I want to get a little bit of farm here. And I'm just going to eat the first Rock Slide. The thing about the Muck versus the Walrein matchup, you can go straight Icicle Spear, but there's basically like one turn of difference can flip the matchup. So it's a really wonky matchup. If you do it regularly where you're able to double bait, then of course it's going to lose to Earthquake, but still, it's like, it's not that bad. So I'm kind of confused as to why my opponent switched out. Now we got Muck on Trev. So I'm going to do something really ballsy here. I'm going to ball out. 0 to 100, ball, all the ball. You know, like Dark Hado Akuma, if you know what Street Fighter is. Heck yes, we can be friends. Well, hopefully some of you know what Street Fighter is. It's only one of the most popular fighting games of all time. And we actually get to double ball. So I ball out hard as hell. And with my ball so hard, your elo will be taken from me. As you see here, we're gonna just... this is such a dumb... Did you see that glitch? That's such a dumb glitch. Because when that glitch happens, I'm like, wait, what the... Really, dude? If you accidentally tap at the bottom, I would have accidentally switched into Walrein. And I'm like, maybe that's like some kind of glitch from like before when the old Switch menu was up. As here, they switch Excav on Excav. We get the mirror match. The good thing about having a really crappy Escavalier is you're probably going to win CMP. That really sucks that counter went through because that's not supposed to happen. So as you see, I'm going to get that. I should still be able to get one more drill run in though. And then this should make it to where I can send in Walrein to where it's going to be able to just farm down with Icicle Spear. And this should be just BG. This should be GG's. Drill run goes through. I summon the Mega Walrus and my Ice Walrus takes out that Walrus. Well, no, not really a Walrus. I mean Escavalier. And all we're going to do is Icicle Spear for the victory. We're going to send this really pointy ice shard thingy up your butt. No, wait. Muck doesn't have a butt, though. It's like a pile of slime. Yeah. Or like sludge. Yeah. I kind of lost my train of thought for like the first generation of Pokemon, you know what I mean? But that's GG's. As you see there, that was... Again, Muck versus Walrein isn't really a bad matchup. So my opponent probably should just sack their lead and try to make something out of that. But despite that fact, we did heavy damage. And despite our Trevenant being absolutely terrible as far as IV goes, it still was able to make a grand appearance and GG our opponent. Next up, we got rank 10-2. Well, yeah, Legend on Legend Act. Technically, it's Legend. And this isn't a bad matchup. Gallade versus Walrein is pretty neutral. You're going to be able to break both shields. Their end, they're going to be able to break both shields. If they get close combat through, they're going to be able to kill you. So, as you see, you can comfortably eat one Leaf Blade with Walrein, but you won't be able to eat that close combat. That close combat is going to hurt a lot. So, our opponent elects a shield here. They're probably going to farm us down, so this is a little bad, but that's okay. And instead, they decide to switch out and catch our Icicle Spear, which is actually a very good play for our opponent. I'm like, all right, cool. Under one condition. As you see, I'm going to send my really crappy Bug Knights jousting thingy medieval. I never really figured out how Excav moves. I know it like floats, but like I've always wondered how does it float? You're not a psychic type, bro. I'm like, are we mistyping you or something like that? I don't know. I shield an Icicle Spear, but I can still comfortably eat an Earthquake, so that's okay. I'm not gonna shield this one though. It's perfectly fine. We're vibing pretty hard right now. But I'm gonna shield. Actually, no, I do double shield. I think my idea here for double shielding was that I have a bazillion energy anyways, so whatever comes in, I can Mega Horn it. As you see here, they send in the Gallade. I just waited for that one confusion to go through so that I can comfortably just Mega Horn and lock it in, and we get Magnezone in the back, and that's GG's. I figured they had something weak to Escavalier if they were gonna throw in their Gallade instead. So next up, we got Legend on Legend action. And I forgot, this match is actually pretty sweaty. You'll see why. So, it's going to feature, I think I lead with a Swampert, but it's going to be really weird because my opponent elects to sack their Swampert, and I'm like, what? So, Corey, glad you see Legend on Action. Sorry, Corey, I'm going to have to beat you today, and that's a Shadow Swampert. So, this is one of the reasons why Walrein is so freaking good. It beats Swampert, it beats Crobat, it beats Trev, so... It's a beast, and it destroys everything. As you see here, all we're going to do is straight Icicle Spear. There's no reason for me to go for the Earthquake. I have to be a little careful, though, because, like, Earthquake still does a decent chunk of damage, their Swampert, if it has Earthquake, or if it's clearing Sludge Wave. As you see here, I elect not to shield, but as I realized, I'm like, wow, that actually does a lot. Like, that does a lot more than I thought. Like, 30%. I'm like, dang, dude. Okay. So, even though we resist it, I'm like, oof, that's a lot of damage. As you see here, they're just recklessly firing. Well, I don't know why they're staying in the first place, because it's still a hard loss lead for them. I can comfortably eat more hydro cannons than they do actually throwing than them eating my icicle spears. I switch in late where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. But it's not that terrible, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to double drill. I'm going to drill run, and then I'm just going to basically farm down their Excav with my Trevanent. So this isn't exactly bad. Unfortunately, my Escavalier is going to be sacrificed to the Escavalier gods here. And then I'm going to send in my Trev. They're probably going to Mega Horn me, so I should probably shield. Yes, it's resisted. Bug is resisted. However, I still don't... Trev ain't the bulkiest thing in the world. Do you see its limbs? Boy is skinny. Boy is mad skinny. You definitely don't lift, especially since you're Ghost. Because technically you're already dead, so you don't have any physical substance. Well, that depends. This is Pokemon. So, you know... logic doesn't apply to Pokemon. They happen to get to the drill run, and I get a Crobat. This is pretty much GG's. I'm going to ball out here. Absolutely ball. The Hadouken is going to go through. There goes the Hadouken, and then we're going to send in my Walrein. I'm going to fire after getting 2 extra Powder Snows in, just so they can't fire a Poison Fang. And then after this goes through, I should be able to hit that Swampert with the Icicle Fang. Good energy management equals dubs. And then this should get us the dub. And then all we're going to have to do is just Powder Snow down that Escavalier in the back for the victory. And this is GG's. Really, yeah, I was really interested. I'm like, why don't you just sack your Swampert in the lead, bro, and see what you got in the back? Because that would have been a lot better. But they would have lost alignment anyway, so I understand why. And that's GG's. This next match, I actually, as you see, the Legend on Legend actions, and then we get Walrein into Ampharos, which is terrible. So, when you lose this lead, there are 2 ways you could play this. One, you could swap out, but usually what I'll do is I'll just sacrifice Walrein or wait till they switch out. So, wait till your opponent makes a mistake, or rather, just sack Walrein in the lead, or you could say switch into Trev and try to come out with a W. So as you see here, I'm just trying to get as much energy as possible. I'm trying to make my opponent think like, okay, this dude is going to Earthquake me. It's going to KO. I'm going to lose all this energy. So, Icicle Spear, they should shield this. I'm going to fire the second one, but all I'm going to do here is essentially just sack Walrein. I'm going to shield this. I'm going to farm down this Ampharos, and then with Trev, because Trev can essentially wall Ampharos. It blocks all the electric, it resists all the electric types as well as Focus Blast. So, I should have fired here, which is, I'm dumb. I'm like, wow, I should have fired. Fire your Icicle Spears. You won't get to an Earthquake. I tried just to see if I could be ballsy or not, and that didn't happen. But I'm going to send in my Trev, and as you see, my opponent switches out into Trevenant, and I'm like, why, dude? Like, this is going to one-shot. So my opponent sends in a Trev, so I'm just, like, scratching my head. I'm like, why? Why, bro? Like, this is going to kill you. Hadouken goes through. That KOs your Trevenant, and then you have a Walrein, and you have a, what you call it? Walrein, and then that's how you know, like, you forget, like, these leads. Oh, yeah, and then you have Ampharos. So I'm not going to switch out here. This is perfectly fine. I'm going to hit it with the Seed Bomb first, and then I should be able to just farm down this Walrein, and then Drill Run / Mega Horn the Ampharos in the back to victory, and that's GG's. As you see, sack the lead strats actually work in an Ultra Premier Cup when you have an Escavalier that has really crappy IVs, but it's able to just do all this damage. This is GG's. Icicle Spear goes through. That won't KR Escavalier, despite the fact that its IVs are absolute garbage. We're gonna Drill Run. I should have Mega Horn, because that will KO anyways, but this should kill at this range, especially since my Escavalier is a crappy rank. But Ampharos isn't the thick boy either. So as you see, Drill Run goes through, and that's GG's. Again, if you lose the lead, just sack Walrein in the lead or switch out. It's really up to you. And now for the 5-0 match. This is the match that got me a 5-0 from this set. It was pretty nutty. I was like, oh, dang, dude. Like, holy crap. This is awesome. I got a 5-0. Yay. But, as you see, my Q times are taking a little bit. I'm like, why? I'm like below expert. Bro, just give me a freaking match. And we get Legend on Legend action. We get Walrein versus Trev. So this is a great lead for us. Not exactly a terrible lead for them, though, because they can choose not to swap out. Okay, so they do choose to swap out. And we get a Shadow Champ. I'm going to straight Seed Bomb here. This is perfectly fine. Our opponent's going to have to elect a shield or just let this through. And again, just be careful of those rock slides, because you don't want to get double rock slided. They let that one through, and then I should be able to live one rock slide. So I'm just going to eat it. And then we're going to have this Walrein into our Trev. This is kind of iffy, though, because, like, I don't want their Walrein to farm me. So, like, this is kind of, like, it ballsy. I should be able to get to a Shadow Ball, though, or a Seed Bomb. Oh, wait, no, they have Trev. That's right. They have another Trev. So, Again, Trev can possibly can farm me down. I should have fired C-Bomb, but I was just gonna fire Shadow Ball anyways. Might as well just get shield advantage. I can live, my Walrein can live a C-Bomb or a Shadow Ball. So mostly the C-Bombs, because C-Bomb's super effective. But we do have shield advantage, so we're not in a complete amount of danger here. So I'm waiting out the clock a little bit. I'm going to send in Walrein, and then they should fire with their move. They fire the C-Bomb here. I'm going to shield it, and then we're going to wait. What do you have in the back? I'm probably betting it's a Walrein. It's probably like, I'm like, dude, you got a Walrein in the back. You got Trev, you got Machamp, and then you're basically the same concept. Get that core, and then it is an Obstagoon. So it's not really the fighter I was thinking, but it's a worse fighter for them, and that's GG's. This is the Sweet 5-0. Yeah, double fighter. Okay. Okay, GG's. But here's the Sweet 5-0. As you see, we 5-0 to victory. Walrein, Trev safe switch is such a powerful core. Stick an Escavalier in the back and you have a fighter that's able to resist those Charmers, do well against a lot of other fighters, and just smack the unholy crap of your opponents. And that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, as you saw here, there's a lot of Walrein, Trev, a lot of randomness going, well, not really randomness. A lot of people are still using the Crobat just because Crobat still does well against Trev. Unfortunately, Crobat also loses to Walrein, so Crobat was a really kind of like core breakery mon back in the last Ultra Premier Classic, so that's why you still see a lot of Crobats running around. That, or people just opted to go back to their OG teams and then do a combination of their OG teams plus Walrein or Trevenant. So you're going to see a lot of these going on, so if you hate these, then go into Open Ultra League, because what sucks is that, remember how I talked about how Open Ultra League is like one of the most stable metas? Well, Open Ultra League kind of got screwed over by Walrein too. Walrein does really well against Swampert and against Giratina. Swampert, Giratina, it even does decently well against Talonflame, and with that Earthquake coverage, you have a chance against Melmetal, so it's a very, very good mon. And it's actually like a top, I believe, like top 3 or top 5 in Open Ultra League. So now Open Ultra League shifted. The last time it shifted was Talonflame. So Talonflame, now you got the stupid Walrus. Trev is pretty good in Open Ultra League as well. However, Giratina can kind of outbulk you because you have to ball it to death. Along with that, a lot of the meta in the legendaries are very powerful. But still, you can even see Walrein Trevenant in Open Ultra League. So just be ready. Either kill Walrein Trev or use Walrein Trev. It's up to your discretion. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the battles. As you see, if you lose the lead with Walrein, just switch. Just sack in the lead. Or you could switch into Trev. Either one. And hope you can come out with the W. Do be hate for your player. Please like and subscribe. It's totally free. And next to these two little lizards right here, these Charmanders, there's that little sub box at the bottom right. You can easily subscribe if you put your mouse over it, and the subtitle will pop up. Really appreciate my current subs. Legend Arceus is coming soon, so I'll be doing that along with Pokemon Go. So, putting those two together. Watch out for that. Good luck in the Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.